Good morning, everyone. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jen Cowie from Headquarters Air Force Services, coming to you today from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. We are so very thankful and excited to have you on our Facebook updates today. As many of you know, April is a month of the military child, and we are so very blessed and thankful to share on this celebration of our military families and children all around the world, especially our EFMP families. Up next, you will hear from Ms. Tammy Hearn on updates to the EFMP cell. Ms. Hearn?
Greetings, EFMP families. Thank you for spending some time with us today. I am Tammy Hearn, the Chief of the Air Force's Personnel Center's Exceptional Assignment Programs Division and home of the Exceptional Family Member Program Central Cell. As you know, the Air Force established the EFMP cell last summer to bring together all components of the program: assignments, medical, and family support under the A1 umbrella. We also incorporated positions from the critical EFMP support agencies: education, legal, respite care, and TRICARE, in-house liaisons to help our families navigate care and support services. The TRICARE position was recently advertised on USA Jobs. We'll make a selection over the next 30 days, and the respite care position is pending official classification. I have two very significant updates today. A few key things to report since our last update in February. First, I'll provide an EFMP attorney and special education update, followed by our second topic, the role of the EFMP assignment navigators. The Central Cell welcomed the EFMP attorney and special education specialist on the 26th of April. Yep, just a few days ago. Both of these professionals are onboarding and excited to establish legal assistance and specialized education consultation for families who encounter difficulties obtaining and maintaining special education services. Over the next few months, they'll study your feedback and concerns, benchmark with Navy legal and education specialists, and assess the specific tools, training, and resources base-level partners need to assist you. You may recall we began the journey to build special education expertise amongst our base-level attorneys, school liaisons, and family support coordinators last fall, and will once again offer training sessions this summer. We also lined up a series of specialized training of military parents, commonly referred to as STOMP, workshops to help parents learn about the educational rights for children with disabilities. Over 150 families attended the first three workshops. The next opportunity to attend a STOMP workshop is the 15th and 16th of May of this year. You can find out more information from your local EFMP Family Support Coordinator, and we'll keep updated course information along with the registration link on our Facebook page so you can plan to attend. We highly encourage all families needing assistance with special education or IEPs to attend this virtual workshop. Stay tuned for more information concerning the special education assistance. We'll also formally introduce you to the new EFMP attorney and special education specialist very soon. In addition to welcoming our new EFMP attorney and special education specialist, I'm also happy to report that the EFMP assignment navigators are in place and ready to assist EFMP families who were not recommended for travel to a projected assignment location based on the lack of required services. Currently, when a travel not recommend determination is made, notification flows via QBase to the losing special needs coordinator and the active duty sponsor. The Special Needs Coordinator assists the active duty sponsor with the appeal process if requested, or directs the sponsor to apply for assignment assistance via the virtual MPF website if not pursuing an appeal or in times when an appeal is upheld. Effective immediately, all travel not recommended determinations will be sent to the losing SNC, the active duty sponsor, and EFMP assignment navigator team in the centralized cell, allowing the navigator to communicate assignment options directly with the sponsor and family members. The navigator, sponsor, and family can then jointly discuss travel non-recommendation assignment cancellation or deferment options, as well as other possible location choices. Special needs coordinators maintain a key role in assisting families with the appeal process and communicating the appeal decision. Assignment navigators facilitate assignment options in direct communication with the family and work to find the best solution for the family while meeting Air Force needs. Finding the best solution and supporting our families is our top priority. Help me welcome the newest members of our team and send your questions and feedback to start the conversation. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Ms. Hearn. As many of you know, we've been working on our EFMP respite care program for well over a year. We realized that there were a lot of questions and concerns coming in not only from our EFMP family members, but our staff as well. Back in November, we held a rapid improvement event where we took our program and looked at it from top to bottom and reviewed the program in its entirety. We also brought in sister service partners to help us look at how they run their EFMP respite program, and we benchmarked many of their particular ideas. Of note, we realized that we didn't have a clear and concise definition of what respite care was, and there were some blurred lines between respite care and childcare. Back in December then, as we continued to work on our progress, the National Defense Authorization Act of 2021 was released, dictating that we had to standardize the EFMP respite care program across all services. So although we've been working here in the Department of the Air Force to get our policy out to you and as our family members and our staff, we've been slowed down a little bit, waiting on efforts within the EFMP standardization policy across the Office of Special Needs. One thing we did come up with was a standardized definition of respite care, which I will share with you today. So the respite care program is intended to provide a temporary relief for our family members responsible for the primary care of dependents with special needs. And the range of those special needs we weren't very clear on how we define that. What we identified is that we didn't have any standardized subjective guidelines to help get those who are most in need into our program. And it also created some blurred lines of who was eligible for services within EFMP respite care. That overall lack of governing policy is what we tackled as a team. It's a multidisciplinary team that includes folks from the Air Force Services Center, our child and youth partners. It's folks like myself up at policy. We have our marketing and outreach personnel helping out. We've got Ms. Nelson helping with it, and as well as our EFMP medical side that's helping us to find the right fit on how we get that information out to you. And although we've made great progress on that, we've had to hold a little bit as we wait for that OSN standardization effort to come out. So as we walk through the EFMP standardization efforts, we see a variety of different changes across all services. Some services offer 20 hours. Our service currently offers 40 hours. Some hours are given based on EFMP family member versus EFMP family, which creates a big disparity when you look at total service or benefits that are offered to families. So as we continue to work through that, we need to get that information determined through our assistance with the Office of Special Needs, and we will get that out to you as soon as possible. More than likely, we will release an interim guidance that will help define who's in the program, what the provider responsibilities are, the family responsibilities, as well as the criteria for inclusion in the EFMP respite care program. And we will get that out hopefully to you midsummer. In the meantime, that will be kind of our starting point. And then as the OSN standardization efforts are completed, we will then release policy changes to align with that that's directed from the NDAA. A few other things I wanted to touch on, though, is that we don't do a great job of getting our families connected to other EFMP respite care services. So depending on where you live or where you're at, you may have family members that qualify for different types of respite care programs, such as TRICARE Echo, perhaps Medicaid or local state funded resources, or Medicare. So our respite care coordinator that will be at the EFMP cell will be a great point of contact to help you as a family navigate that process, making sure that you are aware of all the potential benefits that you and your family could receive, so that we can do this in almost like a layered effect to get you the most care that would be of help for you and your family. Should you have any questions or feedback as we continue to look through that, please continue to share that with us either on this EFMP Facebook page directly, or you can send us a direct message to our inbox. We are working through that policy as fast as we can. And like I said, we will release an interim policy here over the summer until we get all that stuff finalized through the Office of Special Needs. Thank you again for listening to this respite care update, and I look forward to your feedback. Now you will hear from Ms. Tammy Nelson, our transformation leader here for EFMP.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Cowie. My name is Tamara Nelson. I'm leading the transformation for the EFMP project. So great job to our team today, briefing you on some of our updates. We are hard at work, still working to centralize and stand up the central cell. But now you've heard, we're going to have the education support up and running. We've got the travel not recommend process with the navigators. So we're really making some good progress. We still have some more work to do. Lieutenant Colonel Cowie filled you in on the respite care, and that's another big one that will be coming back to you with some new updates here soon. I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. One, continue to emphasize we need your feedback. That has just been critical. We got some great feedback on the provider dashboard, and we're going to implement some of those changes. So I'm going to walk through the provider dashboard again today and show you how to use that, and also tell you what some of the changes are that are coming. That feedback has just been critical. I also want to walk through some of the work on our new system. So we're ready to get our volunteers that want to start testing our new system. If you want to volunteer, please send us your personal email to the org box, and we'll get you on the list to be one of the volunteers to test the system. We don't want real data. We just want you to log in and try to break it. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of it today, and hopefully that will get you more excited about coming in and helping us test. So with that, let me switch over to the provider dashboard. Family Vector has been a great tool. We're getting some really good feedback. As folks give us feedback, we're going to continue to add content. But one of the things I wanted to walk through is the dashboard again. You can get to the dashboard a few different ways, but I go from the main screen and just click on the picture, so we can get to the medical provider dashboard. This is directional only, but gives you a look at what the service availability is at the bases. So this is a 2-year rolling history. It's looking at the history of travel recommends and travel not recommends by base, by MAGCOM, by provider. So let's say I really just want to look at PACAF. I want to look at the entire MAGCOM. And you're going to see that PACAF had 13% travel not recommend. And you say, well, I want to look at it overall. I can just scroll down and see the red X's. So an allergist, immunologist at Guam, 2 were travel not recommend, 4 distance. So everyone's case is different. There may be a good reason, and may be something completely different than what you're looking for, but it's just directional to give you an idea and say, well, I'm not really interested in everywhere. I just want to look at Pearl Harbor Hickam. So I'm going to pull that up. Well, looks pretty good there. We have 0 not recommends for Hickam. And say, well, let's go back to Osan. I want to check out Osan. And I can go pediatric only. Well, 35% travel not recommend. And again, go down and check. Or if I know exactly the provider I need, let's clear filters and let's start over. So now let's say I don't want to look at an entire command. I just want to look at a specific base. I want to come in and let's look at Ellsworth Air Force Base. 6% travel not recommend. I can do the same thing, but I really only need 1 specialist. I want to look at a pediatric cardiologist. Well, pediatric cardiology was 1 travel not recommend. So the way to use this dashboard is to say, okay, I know what my need is. It may be very severe. And I'd say, well, I might not be able to go, but 6 of the 7 were travel recommend. So I may be able to go. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. Again, it just gives you some guidance. One of the comments we received, which was a very well written set of comments, said, I want to be able to search on more than 1 specialist at the same time. Because I want to go to Ellsworth, but I want to search on 3 different specialists. That's coming. We're going to bring that in. We have the same team working all our improvements. So we have to prioritize. I don't know when that will come, but it will be in here hopefully sooner rather than later. We'll keep you informed on when that's going to happen. The other recommendation was I need something super specific. Is there a way to rate how many specialties or subspecialties each of these folks have? I think that's going to be really complex, but I'll tell you what we did with that suggestion is when we go to our new automated forms, there will now be a box that comes up that says anything else we need to know about your case. And that's when that super specific need should go in there. It may say, I need XYZ capability at the specialist. So that will be perfect to help us adjudicate the case. One of the other things that's come up a couple times is we were just at this location 2 years ago. We already know there's providers. Well, in that box that says anything else we need to know, we'll want you to say, I was at this location 2 years ago. Dr. ABC was my provider. We were very successful with him. That way our adjudicators can go in, they can make sure that same doctor is accepting patients. Our adjudicator might even reach out and make sure that they can see you. And it's just gonna make it a lot faster and it'll make the clearance a lot easier. So again, back to the provider dashboard, there's just a ton of available information on this. And if you have any more questions, please get back with us. We're gonna be happy to continue to teach and go over how to use this dashboard. Please keep in mind on the provider dashboard, it's a 2-year rolling history. So what that means is every quarter, we drop the oldest quarter and then we add the new quarter. So we keep it as a 2-year rolling history. Things can change at the basis. So that's another reason to truly consider it directional only. One other thing on Family Vector that I wanted to point out. There's a lot of information on here. Like I said, continue to please investigate. Let us know what you need. But contact us. Contact us is a great field to get into and see all the ways to reach us. There's a Facebook page. You can go in and look at our organizational email. Or you can go and look at the family support contact list by base. So a lot of ways to reach us, a lot of ways to get us feedback. So that's back to Family Vector. Please keep the feedback coming. So now I want to switch over and give you a preview of the automated forms. We're very excited about automated forms. This is what we'd like you to sign up to come in and test. And this will just be a little bit of a preview. This is going to be set up to be kind of a TurboTax kind of format. So a member will come in, they'll do the same disclosure, hit save and continue. Some of this information will pre-fill. It may not pre-fill at startup, but it will pre-fill before the end of the year and maybe even at startup. But just to double check, yes, this information is still correct. And they'll hit save and continue. And you notice down the side, you're getting a check marks to say I finished this step. So in our example here, it's unmarried members, so they're going to say no spouse. But here's the dependents list. This is another one that will pre-fill at some point. At startup, we're probably going to have to add the dependents, but you can edit dependent or it'll be an add or a remove. And I wanted to show you one specific thing here. We presented this to the new command spouses class here a few weeks ago. And they said, well, what if I have a child that's over 18, but I have power of attorney? Did you make allowances for that? Well, we had not at the time, but we now have it in. This is an example of a child over 18. You put in the relationship, travel's requested. Do you want to fill out the forms? And if yes, you'll need to add a power of attorney. So just copy it, or I'm sorry, drop and drag the power of attorney in. So this is why I keep saying feedback is critical to us. That was something we didn't have line of sight to, but it's truly been critical for us to know that that was something needed. If a dependent's over 18 and we don't have power of attorney, we'll put in the dependent's email and hit send form, and it's going to send the dependent a link so they can log in and then do the paperwork. One of the beautiful things about this is it will be available on Family Vector. So you'll be able to log into Family Vector and do those forms from home. So it'll be a much easier thing to do. We're going to use your DS login ID that you already have. So you'll log in under your ID and go. So here's a child under 1. We need to finish the forms. So again, TurboTax kind of thing, what we need to start stepping through. So I'm going to add a medication, and I need to add a medication of some kind, and I'm just going to type in what that is and hit save and continue, and it shows up. So then I can continue on. answer the questions. So in the past, you've done those forms, that 2792 and the 1466. In the new system, you're going to fill out a questionnaire. And then at the end, it'll say which forms do you need. And we will backfill the forms for you. So it should be cleaner, much easier to use, much easier to understand. So you click through that, hit save and continue. This is the early education, special education. So we need the 2792-1. You can print the form, and then once the school signs off, again, just drag and drop into the file and save and continue. And same thing with the 1466D for dental for those traveling Oconus. So a lot cleaner. And this is the 1466D. So I think a lot cleaner. And then the authorization for medical records, the 2870, we have to fill out one of those for each specialist. You can add a disclosure and sign those. So you, as we've clicked through, you can see we've completed all the tasks, and we go to the signature, sign and submit page. So each member, in the past, it's confusing on who needs to sign. It's confusing on where you need to sign. It won't be confusing anymore because you can't submit until we've signed in the right location and submitted. It's a lot easier to use. I think a lot better. So that just gives you a preview real quick of the member piece. Next time we update, we'll show you what the special needs coordinators are going to see, just to give you an idea of what they will be doing to then follow through with your case and move it forward. So again, if you want to volunteer to be a part of this test, please let us know. Got one more thing to show you, just as kind of a teaser for what's to come. So one other thing I want to show you, we're really excited about this. This is what it looks like on your phone. So this is a screenshot from my phone, actually. So those that sign up to test with us will get the QR codes and can start loading this application on your phone. So this is what the submitting documents is going to look like, and we'll give you the directions for how to get to that. But this is, I was filling it out for Brewster, and I can sign with my finger to disclose. It looks really good. And the medical provider trend search tool that we just showed you also looks pretty good on your phone. So you can load that, and we'll be able to look at that on your phone. So for those that want to test with us, we'll send you the link or the QR code. You can download it and even fill it all out on your phone and let us know how it works. So lots of great stuff coming. So thank you for joining us today. We're still working. We know there's a lot of work left to do on AFMP, but we also feel that we're making some good changes. As I've said at least 3 times, your feedback is truly critical. It helps us improve. We don't always see what goes on when you're having to fill out the paperwork. Let us know. If we can find a way to fix it, make it easier for you, we are going to. So please keep that feedback coming. Please continue to log in and see what's happening. As we get respite care more defined, we're probably going to do a special feature just with respite care. So we're still working to get that more defined, and we'll keep you informed going forward. So hope your family stays healthy, and we'll see you again here in a couple months. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. We are so thankful that you joined us for our EFMP update today here on our Facebook page, and we look forward to your continued feedback. As a reminder, we are still looking for volunteers to help us with our forms transformation process and testing out this new technology that will help improve EFMP enrollment and processing for EFMP families. Should you or your family want to participate in this, please send a message to our EFMP organizational inbox so that we can get you onboarded and a participant of this particular program. Thank you again for all of your feedback. We look forward for your continued feedback, not only through this page, but as well as what you see as content on our DAF family vector. If there's an idea or something that you would like to see added in, please send us a message so that we can get that content uploaded and shared with the rest of our Department of Air Force family. Thank you again for your participation in today's program, and we look forward to your feedback.